All right, so I'm going to explain in the simplest terms how your brain is responding to trauma. And I decided that the easiest way to get seventh graders to understand how the brain relates to trauma or responds to trauma is to compare it to their favorite toy, the phone. And kind of looking at how the brain is specific parts or specific apps you would find on your phone. So, if this is your brain, the prefrontal cortex is kind of like your messaging app. And every time you want to send a message, it autocorrects to the wrong words. It gives you kind of inappropriate responses that you don't mean to send, but they send anyway. Your parietal lobe, pretty sure that's not how you pronounce it, but it's a good try. It's kind of like your Google Drive. Your Google Drive is supposed to be able to allow you to do multiple things at once. You can work on a slide and you can work on a doc at the same time. But if you have experienced trauma, your Google Drive will only let you do one thing at a time. And it might not even be the thing you want to work on, but you're working on that Google Drive whether you like it or not. Your occipital lobe is that part of your brain that's kind of like Snapchat, but with way too many filters. So you want to be able to look at yourself or look at other people, but you only see them through a bunch of different filters. So you don't really know what it looks like correctly. So you're looking at your friend and all you see is puppy ears and sparkly flashes across their face, and they're a little bit distorted. So your occipital lobe is kind of like Snapchat filters that are just all at once. Your temporal lobe is that part of your body or that part of your brain that connects information to other parts of the brain. So it's kind of like your Wi-Fi system on your phone or even like a Bluetooth. If you experience trauma, you can't connect properly to things. You can't connect to your Wi-Fi. So it disrupts those connections. The hippocampus is that part of your brain that stores memories. So it's kind of like if the gallery of photos on your phone is malfunctioning and it only stores every 15th photo. Or when it does store a photo, it's kind of messed up. It has some kind of glitch in it. Um, your amygdala is basically your battery. It is if you're experiencing trauma, then it's going to freeze on you. It's going to die on you. It's going to not respond properly. And no matter what you do, it's going to mess up. It's going to glitch. So imagine that your brain, that part of your brain, your amygdala, is when you're trying to charge your battery and it won't charge properly. It's just glitching on you. It's not going to work properly. And what does that do? That makes you super irritated and it makes you feel like, oh my gosh, I don't have my phone. What am I going to do? That's what your amygdala does when you have other triggers, is it's like, oh my God, I don't know how to respond to this. And your hypothalamus is the part of your brain that's kind of overactive if you've experienced trauma. So anytime you come across something that you think could be a threat, you become super touchy. And it's kind of like when you leave your phone out in the car for too long and that temperature icon comes up and it tells you, I'm overheated. That's what your hypothalamus is. It is that part of your brain that's going, I'm overheated, I'm stressed out, please help. And so that's kind of how your brain is like a phone. I hope that made sense.